Hey guys, Ava here at Fasttunes, and today we're going to be talking all about clutch slippage. So we got this 2022 Roadglide with the 114-inch motor on the dyno today. We had the one-day cam installed with the 3030 star cam, put some D&D Exhaust on it, tuned it with the Thundermax and had a Thundermax ECU on it. And everything was going great, and then we started noticing some clutch slippage in the graphs. So we ripped her off the dyno and we stuck her on the lift, and Clay installed the Recluse Clutch kit on her. So you guys are fixing to see the entire process of finding out what was wrong with this bike and why it wasn't getting the numbers that it needed. So without further ado, let's just get right into it.
We make horsepower, not excuses. Burn rubber, leave them toothless. Fasttunes where the legends are made. Dyno tested, our throne's been laid.
Hey everybody, Cam Wizard here. Just doing a cam job on this 20 model Roadglide 114. Already got the cam in it. He went with a 3030 star cam. Got a new set of lifters. He's getting Thundermax tuner, getting D&D 2-in-1 exhaust system. So he's got some good stuff. It ought to run pretty good. All right. Cam Wizard here again. Got the cam in, lifters, push rods, got them all adjusted. Putting on the D&D, getting the Thundermax wired up, routing all of those wires and cables for that. And just checking the tires, make sure it's ready for Dave. We'll get it ready for him to dyno it. All right, here we go. We'll do the start up.
So this 3030 cam made just a little bit too much power. We just got it installed, got it on the dyno, but David noticed pretty quick wasn't doing exactly what we wanted it to do. So checking on the clutch slip graph is one of the major things that we got into. Clay's getting the new clutch put in right now. There's so many things people think cause you to lose power. You could be losing power due to a bad tune, losing power due to a particular cam that you picked out, losing power to several different things, several different factors. But clutch slip gets overlooked so much, and if you know how to read that graph, you can tell exactly what's going on. So like we said, Clay's got our new Recluse Clutch put in. This is what we use. This has been what I find to be the best clutch on the market to go back in these. It holds power great. As you can see, get his old clutch out of here. You know, just kind of smoked. Just really couldn't handle the power. Maybe it's got some miles on it, but definitely couldn't keep up with what the bike was making. So we've got Clay right over here finishing up the install. We're going to let him get back to it, and then we're going to go in the dyno room and look at this clutch graph and really explain to you guys what I'm talking about here so it's easier to see.
Hey guys, we got Corey's bike here. Thor and Clay, they was putting some clutches in it. So Corey came in for our 3030 cam, one-day cam install, which is it's an awesome package. And it works very well for a lot of people. They can ride in, get a cam installed, get the bike dyno tuned, get everything checked, and hit the road all in one day. But one thing we're going to go over is I want to show you guys how we catch clutch slippage and some key things that we can look at to try to see if that's what's going on. So we're tuning this bike with Thundermax, and with the 3030 we know it should make more power. So we got to looking at the graph, and I could hear the RPMs going up a little bit, but it wasn't just running away and saying, hey, the clutch is just gone. But a couple of things that we can look at is just how flat this thing is all the way across. Not that we don't want a nice flat torque curve, but sometimes when we get one that comes all the way across like this and we see these little spikes and stuff in it like this, it's a key indicator that we may have a clutch issue. So bike started making big torque, came right up on top of its torque curve, and right here the clutch didn't just let go, but it started slipping. And our numbers was 115, 115. And this thing held about that amount of torque straight across. So what was happening was the clutch was saying, hey, at 115 foot-pounds of torque, that's all that I can hold. And it just basically was almost like you was pulling a clutch in with your hand. It was just slipping it out. So it was just staying at 115 foot-pounds of torque all the way across because the clutch was slipping. So those are kind of some key indicators that make me wonder, hey, what's going on? Why did we start building so much torque so quick and then it just flat all the way across? So once we see this, we can go over here to the left side of our graph. We can do general and we can go to gear ratio. On the right side of the graph, we want to pick none. And then we want to right click and pick auto scale this graph. So this right here is gear ratio over RPM. And what we're looking at is the clutch slip. So usually a clutch graph, one that looks good, will come up just a little bit and it will come across and then start going downhill the whole time. The reason we see it going downhill is because the tire is growing and swelling out. So we're at about 160 miles an hour wide open on this bike. So the tire starts swelling out. So that's how our gear ratio is changing. So if we think about it, when we put this thing in gear, we really should see a flat line all the way across because right, we put it in gear and it's not a CV style clutch. It's not a slipper clutch. It should be locked in gear. But the reason we see any changes is something slipped or something moved. Let's start talking about all the scenarios. So when the bike is on the drum, we can have tire to the drum slippage. If we got a bike making big power, tire can spin on the drum. If your drum's wore out, may need to tie the bike down. All kinds of scenarios like that. So that's one thing, tire slipping on the drum. We don't see that just a ton until we start getting up into the 170s on power, and then we start having to kind of watch for that. Next thing is, of course, which is the biggest thing, is clutch slip. So the clutch is letting go and not putting the power to the ground, so we see our RPMs go up, but the bike's not going anywhere. And that's what we're seeing all through here. So our torque started coming up and then the clutch turned loose. And all this is the clutch turned loose and fighting it. And we can follow those lines on the horsepower graph as well. The clutch locked back up here because here is where we're coming off the torque curve, and kindly we can say horsepower is taking over. So usually what causes a clutch to slip is torque, low massive torque. That's what causes clutch to slip. That's why we get away with racing. We're already at $4,000, maybe 4,500 leaving the line. We almost want a little bit of clutch slip, keep from spinning, other things like that. But then we're using horsepower on the top side. But when you got a bike making big torque down low, which is what we're doing on our 2-up rider bikes, like the one you seen in there, we need that bottom end torque. That causes the clutch slip to be a lot worse. If it's going to have some, that's where we're going to see it, is when it starts coming on top of its torque curve. Other things that we can see in graphs is, you got your front suspension on your bike. So when you take off on the dyno and you're getting onto it and you just got your front wheel and your chalk, when it comes on top of its torque curve, a lot of times it'll start driving your front suspension down or your forks down. If it does that and the bike starts creeping forward, the dyno will actually see that as some kind of slippage. It doesn't understand why the bike's moving forward. It's that sensitive. And then we can see stuff like that. That's also things that you can see in the clutch graph, is when they move forward. All right, and we're back over to torque. So things to look at with a graph is, if you see peaks like this, it's not always a bad tune that's causing that. So I've already got the ignition fixed. I've got the air fuel ratio where I want it. This was kind of our last runs that really started noticing something was going on. So when we're tuning the bike, a lot of times I'm using Thundermax on this one. I'll be in 4th gear building all of my air fuel ratio maps and stuff. And then I'll start doing my wide open runs. And I'll do those in 6th gear, and then we see more and more of the clutch slip. But a graph isn't always a timing problem or a fuel problem. It can be clutch slip, dyno slip, front suspension going down, all those scenarios. So when you're looking at the graphs, kind of get an idea of the graphs, what they look like, what they're supposed to look like. And if it doesn't look right, go start chasing that problem. So that's what we done here. They put a new Recluse clutch in it to hold that extra star power. And we're going to get it back on the dyno and be able to let the customer leave with some good dyno results. Because right now they're drawed back from the clutch slip, and we'll try to get that final graph to you guys on this same video too if Ava's still here. She tries to leave early on me every day. Okay, guys, me and Ava's up here. We're just going to go over the finished results on it. So as you remember, here was our original with the clutch slipping. So we got 115 and 115 max power, max torque. And then I'm going to lay over what we ended up going to. So we ended up going from 116, and so you'll notice when you lay over two graphs that sometimes, it don't happen all the time, but sometimes it can change the power number just a little bit. So it went from 115.84 to 116.14, which is hardly nothing, but because we laid it over, it changed it up a little bit. So we want to do the comparison on the overlay. So it's 116.14, 123.20, 116.14, 129, 121. So that shows you what clutches can do to one. So if we smooth this up just a little bit, 123.20, 129.21. And guys, that's with the Star Racing 3030. It's one of our favorite M8 cams for the rider. So this is just a 114 bike, D&D Exhaust, 3030. Had a Thunder Max ECU on it and tuned it with the Thunder Max. Just a really good package, really good setup, doesn't cause any trouble, and makes great power and holds it out all the way to the end. So if you're looking for a great cam and a great setup, think about the 3030. We have these on our website for sale. As always, free shipping, free shirt with them, and they make power. If you see one not making power, then tell your guy to go look at the clutch graph and let's see, because this is nothing more than the tune was pretty much completely done. This is clutch slip to no clutch slip. And if we look at those graphs right quick, this is what a slipping clutch graph looks like. You can see that it turned loose right here, slipped all the way, and didn't lock back up until here, which was nearly 5,000 RPMs, about 48. So let's keep that one there. And then let's go look at the final graph. So this is what we want to see in a final one. So clutch never turned loose, and this is actually going downhill the whole time where the tire is swelling out, growing, and causing it to change gear ratio. It looks like a big mountain, but we're only talking about 0.5, 0.6, 0.7s. These are very small numbers because of the way it's scaled. If we go back over to the original, now let's look at it. We're at 39 all the way up to 41, not just little tenths. So big difference. Clutch has got, I mean, if you can't get it to the dyno wheel, you ain't going to make any power. So I'm running out of things to say, so I'm going to end it there. 30-30, baby.